Welcome back to the Stockwell Roche Show. I'm Jason Stockwell with Remax Results.
Josh Roche, Remax Advantage Plus.
And we're talking about the gift of life. We're talking about, we've had a great discussion and stories and information about the National Kidney Foundation.
Learning a lot.
And real life examples of how people have been saved and helped, and also what to look out for. Just because you don't feel good, or it's not normal if you have headaches, or if you're having to take, like Bonnie's husband, take ibuprofen all day. It's not normal. You have to go in and find out what is wrong and have a checkup or a physical and see what the problem is. And there's a good chance, based on the statistics that we heard from Sarah with the National Kidney Foundation, that diabetes and what was the other thing that's common?
High blood pressure.
If you have those, your kidneys are at risk at some point. And Bonnie's husband was 39 years old when it was diagnosed, which is very, very young for
I think
most.
mine was 45.
Yeah, still
Really?
young.
Yeah.
Yeah, still relatively.
Bonnie's husband was diagnosed. I'm a year younger than that right now. Like, this is it's hitting home. Like, I'm thinking about my father, who is diabetic, who has to check his blood sugar levels every single day. Yep. He is taking blood pressure medication, and I'm just thinking, like,
Probably get to the doctor and get checked.
It scares me right now.
You're the 1 in 3.
Yeah.
Because the family history is as important as what's going on with you currently.
Yeah.
We look at family history as a predictor.
Bonnie, you bring up a great point. Would you be willing to talk about the work you've done? So the National Kidney Foundation raises dollars year-round and uses those dollars to fund free kidney health screenings. We held a screening at the Diabetes Expo in October, and we screened over 300 people. Okay. Bonnie, do you want to talk about some of the things you've seen at that screening?
I love volunteering for the National Kidney Foundation because I want to spread the word. I want to educate. I want to make aware. And we were delighted to have a booth at the Diabetes Expo this winter. It was so discouraging to see the level of health of people who were coming through there because of the ravages of diabetes. We take a medical history. They visit with a practitioner at the end. Most of them did not know all that was involved. The filtration rate is checked. Your creatinine level is checked. And these are people with diabetes or who are at risk for diabetes. And it broke my heart to see the devastation that diabetes can have on your body, physically, your mobility, and then underlying all of that is the damage of kidney disease. But we were delighted. People were saying, thank you so much for being here. So I'm hopeful that we can represent at the Diabetes Expo all the time because there are a lot of people looking for information.
Yeah, I would think. And it's not something that, you think about. I mean, if you're, like you said, if you don't feel well, you think it could be
age.
All kinds of other things, right? I mean, that's kind of...
I think our Western culture accepts not feeling well.
Which it shouldn't.
I think we all say, how are you? I'm tired. I'm exhausted. I'm running ragged.
But we blame it on work and stress, right?
Exactly. And so what do? We take a couple of Advil.
Yes.
So I think our Western culture kind of dismisses the idea that we're all tired and running ragged, and we accept that as normal.
Or the weather or the winter.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly. And it doesn't have to be that way.
Huh. And so what are some other, other tip? I have questions about it as far as preventing, I know we talk about being diagnosed and the feelings you have. Is there anything anybody can do if they have diabetes or they are prone to it or high risk to prevent or to keep their kidneys healthy? Is there some sort of pill or medicine or something like that they can take?
Absolutely. So we encourage people to love their kidneys and make sure you're seeing your doctor regularly. And if you are one of those people at risk, just asking, how are my kidneys? Because often your doctor may be running the tests and isn't communicating with you about the results because you're not at that end stage failure yet. Mm-hmm. So how are my kidneys functioning? Of course, diet, watch the salt. Mm-hmm. Salt isn't everything, and salt is tricky. So we encourage people to watch their salt intake. Don't smoke. Smoking.
Why is salt? Is salt? Is it because your body has to your kidneys have to process the salt. Is
The high blood pressure.
It elevates your blood pressure.
I get it. Okay.
The average American diet, it's recommended to have 2,400 milligrams of sodium a day. Because of Jim's transplant, it's recommended that he have 1,200 to 1,500. The average American diet is over 4,000.
Holy cow.
4,000 milligrams. What does that even mean? Is that like like a shaker, and I shake a tablespoon or a teaspoon of salt? I mean, what is that milligram? I mean,
most of it is processed food.
I get it.
If you look on a box and it tells you
McDonald's.
that you will change your dietary habits if you look at the sodium content of processed foods. I promise. Did you find that to be true? Diet?
Oh, yeah. We started when my husband was told you should probably start looking at transplant centers, which was probably the biggest shock we both ever received was that notice. We thought, all right, well, let's try this. So we tried all kinds of different things at thinking, okay, this will take care of it. He even had his tonsils removed.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my God.
Which was really bad. But the sodium piece, we changed our diet, which we still love that diet because it's so much healthier. The reduction in salt, but that salt balance is very critical. You have to have salt in your diet.
Yes.
So
you have to have it, but needs to be monitored.
Reduced,
So,
yeah.
Yeah, and what do you say? Change your diet. I mean, we're coming off the holidays. We're in the holiday season. I'm not eating the healthiest, and not that I probably ever do, I guess. But
You do a pretty good job, though. Katie does a good job with you.
yeah, she works really hard at it. My wife, Katie, God bless her, she works so hard at it. But I am so
It's hard.
prone to just eating something that tastes good. You know, what is the tips for that? I mean, how do we?
I don't think it's one meal that does it. No. It's not one holiday.
Right.
It's a lifestyle. It's how you do it over years. One awesome blossom is not, well, it might. There are things that could kill you, but one meal is not going to do it. I think what we discovered in our process is it's your lifestyle. You don't eat processed foods. You don't have a lot of junk in your home.
Just pick and choose,
Yes.
Everybody picks their battles of, indulging once in a while. It's when you go over the top that's bad.
Yeah.
And stay at that. And stay consistent.
So much easier. And I mean, you talk about
Shaking my
Americans
head.
feeling
I know I
bad.
can't do it.
Americans feeling bad or
It's so
tired a
bad.
lot. It's so much easier said than done. It's so much easier said than done because, sometimes it'd be easier if you were in China in a small village where all you do is eat rice and whatever because you don't have a choice.
Yep.
We have so many choices of good stuff that's not good for you, but good stuff that's easy to get.
And they trick you. They say low fat or low sugar,
Yeah.
and they up the
Up
sodium.
the sodium.
They say low sodium, and they up the fat or the sugar. I sound paranoid, but they do that.
Well, it's a market, but it is it's and I didn't know we were going in this direction. But Katie, my wife, is very into
She is.
Organic.
healthy, organic
Good for her.
vegetables,
That's
and
my household
she
as well.
does it so well that I feel like I don't have to do it because she's doing such a good job.
So you've got 50% of somebody watching you.
Exactly.
Yeah,
An advocate.
yeah, but she,
Till
but
he
I,
hangs
but
out
I
with
mean,
me and then we go to-
she eats so well that I don't have
Across
to
the
eat well.
street.
Is what I'm thinking.
Nay, nay.
No, it's kidding.
Nay, nay.
Anyway, so preventative, and then Sarah, we kind of got off on that a lot about the health, the diet, which is now something people can talk about with the New Year coming up, and after you just went through the holidays and had that feast and that wonderful food and sodium, but no smoking, right?
Right. Don't smoke, exercise, and then to Bonnie's story, watch the over-the-counter medications. I mean, how many commercials have you seen for different drugs where
All
one
the
of the
time.
warnings is if
Or
you
they speak
have
super
kidney
fast.
disease, right, or if you have problems with your kidneys, may cause kidney problems. Again, whatever you're putting in your body, your kidneys have to process and take out. So watch those over-the-counter medication. You shouldn't be taking 6 Tylenol a day. If you are, I mean, that has an effect.
Because your kidney is processing the Aleve or the Advil or the
Correct.
ibuprofen or whatever you're taking.
Certain minority populations are also at a higher risk: African Americans, Native Americans, Hispanics, Asians. So those are risk factors that you can start a dialogue with your doctor about.
So kidneys, we were talking about, but liver is the hot one, I thought, because that's what drinking, when you drink alcohol, your liver So kidneys, are they affected by alcohol too then?
Well, you like to think of your body as a car. And if one of the pieces of your car isn't working, it throws everything else off. So if
Okay.
you're drinking to excess and you're having liver issues, you have to believe
You have
that
kidney issues.
you have kidney issues or skin issues. I mean, everything in the car has to be working for it to run properly.
Huh. And the pancreas, I know I've had people that I think have had gallbladder. It's gallbladder removal.
It goes back to that anatomy.
And yeah,
class.
all these things are coming. It's all kind of
Just like
coming back.
when I went to school.
Thigh bone connected to the hip bone.
So
What car are you? You're a car. I was a Pinto.
He's a gremlin.
A gremlin?
I'm what the Spanish Nova. I'm a Chevy Nova. Nova, no go.
I feel like a Yugo.
A Vega.
We'll be back with more. I'm Jason Stockwell with Remax Results.
Josh Roche, Remax Advantage Plus.
On some tips, more tips for you, and also what you can do to help, and some fun event that comes up that the Kidney Foundation does every year. We'll be back.